So in today's video of chapter halogen derivatives, I'll be talking about SN1 mechanism and factors influencing SN1 and SN2 mechanism. SN1 mechanism. The reaction between tertiary butyl bromide and hydroxide ion to give tertiary butyl alcohol follows first order kinetics. That means the rate of reaction depends only on the concentration of one species, which is a substrate molecule. That means it is tertiary butyl bromide. Hence, it is called as nucleophilic substitution reaction, which is unimolecular and denoted by SN1, or it is called substitution nucleophilic unimolecular SN1. In this reaction, the concentration of only substrate appears in the rate of reaction, and the concentration of nucleophile does not influence the rate of reaction at all. Tertiary butyl bromide reacts with hydroxide in two steps. That is why we are calling it is two-step mechanism. One step is the slow step and the another step is the fast step. And in slow step, what will happen? There is a hydrolysis of substrate. That means the bond in between carbon and bromine atom would be breaking to give you the carbocation and bromide ion, and it is the slow step. And in second step, the carbocation would be bonding with nucleophile. Let's see the features and how it is happening. It is two-step mechanism. In one step, I told you there is a hydrolysis of C and Br bond in this substrate, and this step is the slow step, and it is reversible step. And what will happen after that? Carbocation will form, which is intermediate, and bromide ion will form. Since it is slow step and only one reactant is participating in that, which is substrate only, so only the concentration of tertiary butyl bromide is affecting the rate of reaction. That is why we are calling it is unimolecular reaction. And the attack of nucleophile on carbocation, this step is the fast step, and ultimately after the bonding between the hydroxide ion and carbon atom, we will be getting tertiary butyl alcohol. When SN1 reaction is carried out at chiral carbon in optically active substrate, the product formed is nearly racemic. It indicates SN1 reaction proceeds mainly with racemization. This means both enantiomers, that means dextro and levo, they both will form almost in equal amount. So racemization in SN1 reaction is the result of the formation of planar carbocation intermediate, and nucleophile can attack planar carbocation from either side, which result in the formation of both the kind of enantiomers as a product. Now, factors influencing SN1 and SN2 reaction mechanism. Now, the first factor is nature of substrate. Nature of substrate in SN2. The transition state of SN2 mechanism is pentacoordinate, and here the carbon is crowded. SN2 mechanism is favored in primary halides more, and it is least favored in tertiary halides. Why? Because carbon is getting pentacoordinate here. If there is heavy group would be attaching here, it would be very difficult for carbon to pursue with SN2. And As we are moving from primary to tertiary carbon atom, the destabilization will also increase along with the crowding. In SN1, a planar carbocation is formed. There is no steric crowding. Simple positively charged carbon atom will be formed where the bulky alkyl group can easily accommodated in a planar carbocation, and it is mostly favored in tertiary halides and it is least favored in primary halides. Formation of planar carbocation intermediate results in a relief of steric crowding present in tertiary halide substrate. And also one thing, the carbocation which is forming as an intermediate is stabilized by plus I effect of alkyl substituents and also by the hyperconjugation of alkyl substituent containing alpha hydrogens. As a result, SN1 mechanism is most favored in tertiary halides and least favored in primary halides. This is what I have shown in the diagram here. Because of plus I effect is increasing and hyperconjugation of alpha hydrogen increasing, that is why the tertiary halides used to undergo SN1 reaction more. Now, what about secondary? Secondary halides react by either of mechanism or by mixed mechanism. It is totally depending upon the exact condition of the reaction. Now, the second factor, nucleophilicity of the reactant. A nucleophile is a species that uses its electron pair to form a bond with carbon, right? Because leaving group will take one electron of carbon and get out from the substrate as anion. Nucleophilic character of any species is expressed in its electron releasing tendency, which can be correlated to its strength as Lewis base. The more powerful nucleophile attacks the substrate faster and favors SN2 mechanism, and the rate of SN1 mechanism is independent to the nature of nucleophile. Why? Because nucleophile does not react in a slow step of SN1. So, in SN1, what will happen? The carbocation first will form, then the fast reaction will happen in between the carbocation and the nucleophile in SN1. Third factor is solvent polarity. SN1 mechanism proceeds via the formation of carbocation intermediate. A good ionizing solvent, polar solvent, stabilizes the ion by solvation. Solvation of carbocation is relatively poor and solvation of anion is particularly important. Why? Anion are solvated by hydrogen bonding solvent, that is protic solvent. What is protic solvent? Protic solvent are those where you will see there is a bonding in between oxygen and hydrogen, nitrogen and hydrogen, and they used to serve the source of hydrogen bonding to the compound which are to be dissolved in it. And SN1 reaction proceed more rapidly with protic solvent than the aprotic. Aprotic solvents are those solvents which do not provide a hydrogen to form hydrogen bond with the substance which is getting dissolved in it. And polar protic solvents usually decrease the rate of SN2, the rate determining step of SN2 substrate, as well as nucleophile is involved. The polar solvent stabilizes nucleophile by solvation. Thus, solvent deactivates nucleophile by stabilizing it. Hence, aprotic solvent or the solvent which are having low polarity used to favor SN2 mechanism. So these are the factors which are involved involved in SN1 and SN2 reaction. Thank you.